Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you've had a wonderful time over the festive season with your friends, families and loved ones. And I've been meaning to make this video for some time, and I thought, well, what better day than today? This first day of the new year, when everyone's thinking about all of the things that they want to achieve over the next 12 months and thinking about the things that they have achieved over the last 12 months. And it's been really wonderful watching many of your journeys unfold and watching all of the things and seeing all of the things that you've achieved last year. And I look forward to seeing more of the same in the coming 12 months. And if you've been watching my journey closely, you'll also know that I've achieved many things last year, from my first NLP practitioner training, which was absolutely incredible and a huge success. Thank you to Ash, Terry, Connor, and obviously my trainers for helping me to make that manifest, as well as the workshops and seminars that I delivered and the clients' lives that I was fortunate enough to help transform. In addition to the success and achievements of my daughter, 2017 was an absolutely phenomenal year. But my daughter and I, as well as these achievements and successes, also experienced great loss. And what many of you won't know, even if you're a close friend of mine and have been watching my journey, is that Alara's father passed away late last year, very suddenly, from a heart attack. And he was young enough for that ought to not have been the case, but it was. And I was due to deliver a 2-day weekend workshop and seminar the 2 days following his funeral, but for obvious reasons decided to postpone. And I was able to get my act together and still deliver a life-changing 2 days for the people that were able to attend. And thank you to those of you who were able to attend without actually knowing the reason for my decision to postpone. Although Alara's father and I had not been together for a long time, he was still a good dad and still a huge part of Alara's life. And losing him has left a gaping hole in our daily lives, but we're doing okay. And that is due to a number of things, but one thing that I want to give thanks for today is the people that have supported us. And one person in particular that deserves a special shout out is one of my best friends, an amazing trainer and coach, one of my confidants, and one of my favourite people on the planet, Mr. Ronnie Matar over in Lebanon, who has now seen me at my lowest ebb, but was able to walk me through some really powerful processes and help me. And Ronnie, if you hadn't been there and available that day when I called on you for help, when I hit the emotional skids back in December, I'm certain that it would have taken me a lot longer to pull myself out of the hole that I'd managed to find myself in. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you to my family, my sisters, one of my other best friends, Dina, for checking in on us regularly, and massive thank you to my little sister Bethia for holding my hand through the funeral and being by our side. And I know that my other 2 sisters would have been there had they been in the country. But Bethia, if you hadn't been there with us, I'm not sure how well we would have coped. Massive thank you to one of my other best friends, Chet, who always seems to know how to pull me out of my darkness. 20 years deep our friendship goes now, and still one of my go-tos. To my kick-ass coach Simon for your patience, understanding, encouragement, belief in me and your forgiveness. It's been invaluable. To Alara's family, who on her dad's side, who have been a massive, massive support system for her and for me. My cousin James, just for being you, and my team at work, who have been there on endless days, but on particularly those days when I found it almost impossible to accept what had happened. But the real hero in all of this is my daughter Alara, whose bravery, strength, courage, insight and just determination and resilience have astounded me and are truly inspiring. She's a radiant source of light in my life, and she's an incredible human being. She's been so okay that at times I've questioned, is she really okay, or is she just stuffing how she feels? Is she really okay, or is she just choosing not to feel? Or have we managed to raise a child that is so strong and resilient that she really is okay? And only time will tell. But what I do know is that with the skills and resources that I have, with the amazing people that we're fortunate enough to have in our lives, whatever challenges we face, we really will be okay. There are a number of messages that I want to leave you with today. And one thing that I think is important to remember is that if you know somebody who's been going through a tough time, has faced challenges or loss or some tragedy or trauma of some kind, once you think that they're okay, it's important to remember that not everything is necessarily okay. So keep checking in on them, keep supporting them, even if it's just a quick message to say, hey, I'm thinking of you and I just wanted you to know. It takes 10 seconds, but it means the absolute world. It really is important. You see, when something happens that changes everything, like that phone call did late last year, I also want to remind you to not allow life to harden you. Don't let those sorts of things harden you to life. You know, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And I never quite understood that fully until now. I never quite got it. I got it up here, but I got it at a logical level, and I understood each word and each component of that sentence and how that sentence was put together. But I never understood it in here. I never quite got it. But what I now know is that suffering is optional. And that's the bit that I never understood. You know, how can we choose to or choose to not suffer? But what I do know is that there are things that you can do, there are things that you can learn to help make life easier. I want to use my experience to help people see that life doesn't have to be hard, and that when life knocks you down, when it punches you in the throat, when it clotheslines you, when it knocks you off your feet, knocks the wind out of your sails and leaves you on the floor in the fetal position, breathless and gasping for air, there are things that you can do to help you get back on your feet, and quickly. It doesn't have to take forever for you to feel okay. And I understand completely that there's no timeline for getting over something, there's no timeline for grief. But what I want you to understand is that when you're ready to move through that pain, there are things that you can do to help make that process easier, make it more manageable, and help you get you back to enjoying life and feeling happy again. So why am I telling you this now? Well, this year I want to help and I want to reach more people. So we'll be posting video content on my social media pages on a regular basis. And I want to invite you to send me messages, emails, respond to the videos that I post your comments with problems, with questions, with issues that you'd like me to discuss. And I will discuss those. I will, comment on those in my videos. My friend Ronnie that I mentioned earlier on, he had a friend that he introduced me to in Vegas last year, and not last year, in 2016 when I was at trainers training. And her name was Rayhan. And last year, Rayhan began an initiative on, I believe, her Facebook page, whereby she would post on her Facebook page the question, how can I help you today? And she would invite people to ask questions, to get support and help from her there. And she would do this for 30 days consecutively. And other friends of mine like Ronnie and Terry and Mark also took up this initiative and would offer their help and support in much the same way. Well, unfortunately, late last year, very much around the same time that Henry and Laura's father passed away, Rayhan also passed away very suddenly. My aim is a simple one. I will post video content in response to the comments and suggestions that I get for topics to discuss, in response to the question that I ask you, how can I help you today? My aim is very simple. I want to help, and I'm going through one of the most traumatic and tragic experiences of my life yet. Losing the other parent of your child is more traumatic than I have words yet to convey. I will find those words, but at the moment they fail me. I know that I was put on this planet to help people, and I want to do more of that. And I've been to hell and back in the short space of time that I've been alive on this planet, not just with what I've been going through recently, but just life in general. And I now want to help, and I'm sure that I will share more of those triumphs with you in videos to come. Simply put, I want to help. I want to offer my support and guidance. Simply, no gimmicks, no catch, no opt-in required, just me sharing my knowledge and my experience with you. So I implore you to bring me your suffering, bring me your rattle roar of broken bones, bring me the riots in your hearts, angry, wild and raw, bring it all. I promise you, I'm not afraid of the dark. And if you are brave enough to ask me the questions, then I will be brave enough to meet you there, wherever you are. So I will be here tomorrow. I will post a video in response to a question or comment that I receive. In response to the question that I now ask you, how can I help you today? I wish you a wonderful, wonderful 2018. May you have all of your wishes, dreams and more come true, and have a wonderful start to this new year. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.